there! Today in math, we are going to be going over comparing numbers. Now, we know that a number, if we're counting to a certain number, or if we're looking at a number, that word or that symbol has a specific value to it. Now, when we're comparing two numbers, we can see which number is greater or more than because it's going to have more value. There's going to be more of that object. And then on the other side, we can see which one is less or fewer than. It's going to be a lot less than the other number. We've learned that sometimes we can even have numbers that are equal, which would be the same. However, today we're focusing on greater and less than. Let's take a look of an example that shows greater value. So look here. On this page, we are comparing the number or how many frogs we have compared to the number of or the value of how many fish we have. First thing we need to do is count each object so that we can put the number in the box. Then we're going to circle the one that is greater. What does greater mean? That's right. Greater means more. Let's start off by counting the frogs. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to put 5 in the box. Now let's count the fish. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fish. There are 8 fish. Okay, so now we have two numbers and we're going to compare those numbers. We have 5 frogs and 8 fish. The question at the top says, which number is greater? We know, again, greater means more. Is 5 more or is 8 more? That's right. There are more fish than there are frogs. So that means 8 is greater. Now, before we continue, I want to make sure that you have today's lesson in front of you. In your math book, we're going to be working on page 173 and 174. This is what the front looks like, and this is what the back looks like. So if you haven't gotten your book yet, push pause and go get it along with the pencil. Up at the top, you're going to see our vocabulary for today. Greater, which means more, and less. For the first section, it says count and write the number, then ring the number that is greater. Let's go ahead and look at their example. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So write the number 4 in the first box. In the second box, we have 1, 2 red dots. So they put 2. Now we need to ring or circle the number that is greater. 4 is greater than 2, so we circle the 4. I'm going to go ahead and do one more with you. Ready? Let's count the first set of blue dots. 1, 2, 3. I need to put a 3 in the box under those circles. Let's count to the next set. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I need to put a 5 in the box under that set. Now the question is, what number is greater, 3 or 5? That's right, 5 is greater, so let's circle 5. Go ahead and push pause now so that you can answer the next 4 on your own. When we come back, we're going to do the second one and focus on which is less. Great job. Now let's go ahead and look at an example of a lesser number. On this page, we're going to compare how many alligators we have to how many lily pad flowers we have. The question at the top says, which number is less? So which object do we have less of? Remember, less means fewer or a smaller amount. Let's count the alligators. How many alligators do we have? Just one. Let's put one in the box. Now let's count the flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. Let's put 12 in the box. So we have a 1 and a 12. We're comparing those two numbers. Remember, the question is, which number is less or smaller? Right. There's only one alligator, which, though he might be bigger, the value of 1 is definitely less than 12. So let's circle the 1. Great job. Okay, now let's look at number 2. It says count and write the number. Ring the number that is less. So this time, we're going to circle the smaller number. Let's do the first one together. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the first set of purple circles. So I'm going to put a 5. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 in the second set. So I'm going to put a 4. Now, am I going to circle the greater number or the number that is less? That's right. Now we're focusing on the number that's less. Which number is less? If you said 4, that's correct. Circle the 4 because it is less. After you push pause, I want you to go ahead and finish the rest of this problem where you're circling the number that is less. After that, you're going to go ahead and do number 3 on your own. It says write the numbers 1 through 20 in order. So you know 1 is going to be in the first box. 20 is going to be down in the last box. Let's go ahead and count before you start. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Go ahead and push pause so you can finish the front of this page. So we just talked about how when we're comparing numbers, we can also find the difference between those two numbers. Remember, the difference means extra. How many extra of an object are there? Okay, let's go ahead and start by counting each of the objects. Let's count the sea turtles first. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put a 3 in the box next to the sea turtles. Now let's count the crabs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm going to put a line between the sea turtles and the crabs so that we can compare the numbers and find how many extra there are of the greater value. 1, 2, 3. I can see that we have extra crabs. How many extra crabs do we have? Let's count them. 1, 2. There are 2 extra crabs. So the difference is 2. Now that we know that there are 3 turtles and 5 crabs, over here in this top corner, it wants us to show which one is greater and which one is less. Let's start with the sea turtles. There are 3 sea turtles. Is that the greater number or the less number? Right, 3 is less. So we'll put an L in the box showing that it is less. That means that 5 is greater. We have a greater amount of crabs than sea turtles. So let's put a G in the box next to the crabs. Okay, on this side, we have a few extra words for our vocabulary. We have extras, which we just talked about, greater than, and less than. So here we're comparing the numbers and finding what is the difference between 2 numbers. The directions say, draw lines to match. Circle the extras. Write the numbers and compare them. Write G for greater than, and L for less than. Let's look at their example by counting the apples first. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 apples. So they put 6 in the first box. And 1, 2, 3, 4 strawberries. Now let's draw a line between the apples and the strawberries so that we can compare the numbers. Here they have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines between the strawberries and apples they can match. We have 2 extra apples, so let's circle the extra apples. Which one is greater? Right, 6 is greater because it has extra, and we also know 6 has greater values, so they put a G next to that, which means 4 is the lesser number, so they put an L. Let's go ahead and do one more together, and you're going to finish the rest of the page on your own. Let's count the carrots. 1, 2, 3 carrots, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pumpkins. Now let's draw a line to match these objects. We have 1, 2, 3 sets that we can match. We have extra pumpkins. Let's circle the extra. Because there are extra pumpkins, we know that there are a greater number of pumpkins, which means there are less carrots. So let's put an L for less. Great job. Now I want you to go ahead and finish the front and back of that worksheet. Don't forget to take a picture of it and submit it to your teacher on either Classroom Dojo or on Seesaw so that we can check your work and give you your Dojo points for doing your work. Keep up the good work. See you later. Bye-bye.